Yo, how's it going, guys? My name is Artorigold, and today we're talking about OP03 Kuro. Now, this version of the deck is pretty different from my last video on Kuro. Namely, I have 4 copies of Sham and 4 copies of Butchie, who are pretty amazing. They are very explosive in power. I really like them. However, they are also very inconsistent. They're not going to get the effect usage a whole lot unless you're playing against decks like Zoro or Trafalgar Law. They're not really going to have a whole lot of targets. And even if they do, they're going to be targets that aren't really worth a whole lot. Like, do you really care about killing the 1-cost pudding in a yellow matchup? Probably not. Either way, they are pretty good just for the fact that if you're going first on your second turn when you have 3 Dawn, you can develop 2 bodies on board, which can fuel your leader ability, or you can just use it for the 5k attack and then just buff Sham up by 1, which is not a huge investment. So you can basically get 3 5k swings with 1 Dawn investment on the next turn, which is pretty good. Kuro is still pretty solid. He's not going to win any big tournaments because Whitebeard is kind of the hardest matchup and he is seen a lot. However, he does take a lot of wins from Trafalgar Law and Zoro and also Doflamingo, which are very good decks. So yeah, those are really the only big changes from last time. It basically removed my Okikus, my Trafalgar Laws, and I added in Sham and Butchie. And I also decided to add in 1 more copy of Out of the Bag. I really like that card. Going for game with it is fantastic. And I added more Buggies because I think Buggy's actually really solid. I think just having a 5k vanilla, at least that's kind of how I look at him. He's basically a 5k vanilla that offers a little bit of utility because I could use the Kuro effect with him, but also his effect is kind of nice against Zoro. It's very annoying and it's sticky on the board. Not so much in other matches. However, a lot of slash attributes are in red. Even Curly Dodon is a slash type, which actually ended up coming in pretty handy. So let's go over the matchups really quickly. I played a lot of different games of Kuro. I guess I can show you just the first couple of versions. I tried out a few things, like I tried out I Will Become the Pirate King, which I didn't really like, by the way. I think a lot of people might be surprised by that, but I actually wasn't a huge fan of this card. I tried Cat Viper out as well. I thought Cat Viper was pretty good, but it was kind of overkill. I basically removed them and added in 2 Buggies instead. I liked that more. But yeah, we can go over the matchups real quickly. I played 10 different games and I went 8-2 with this version of the deck. I did play a lot of games with the other versions and they weren't as successful. But, you know, that just is what happens when you're testing out new cards. So, anyways, first match, we have a Kaido, which was a win. I'm going to go over these a bit more quicker. Usually I go into detail a little bit about the matches, but I think I'm taking up too much of the video's time. So let's go through these a bit quicker. Kaido, easy win because you can just swarm the board. Kaido's too slow, and then you can rest the blockers. Ace was a bit of a tougher win. We were able to clutch it out, luckily, because we were able to just have that double attack with Django. Win against Doflamingo, Don Krieg basically KOs all of the stuff that Doflamingo puts out with his leader ability, which makes him very good in this matchup. And then the first loss, which was Rob Lucci. I think Rob Lucci is one of your worst matchups, and the reason why is simple. Shockwave. Shockwave kills pretty much everything that you want to put on the board. It kills your Buggies, it kills your Namis, and that's kind of a big problem because they could just keep the Shockwave for later and you're going to have a big board and then eventually it's going to disappear within a single turn and there is nothing you can do about it. A very tough matchup for you, especially if they get Shockwave triggers as well. Next up, Trafalgar Law. This was an absolute stomp. This guy had no chance. Sham just came in clutch. I played Sham even without Butchie just to be able to rest his 1-drops and kill them, and it has a ton of value. I also did the same with Kurobi. Next up, a win against Zoro. Very easy matchup for you. You are designed to defeat these 2 decks, so this is kind of where you're excelling. Next up is a win against Smoker. He kind of rage quit on me, but as you can see in the hand size here, he was going to lose the game. I had a huge card advantage over him, and I also had a bit of a board advantage because obviously I'm going to clear his board here. There's nothing he can do about it. With only 2 cards in hand, it would be gone. Next up is another win, this time against Katakuri. I was able to rest a lot of his early game stuff. I was able to rest his blockers, so we got no value out of Brule, and that's how I got the game on him. Then I have my second loss, which was against a structure deck Big Mom. This one had a lot of triggers. I remember Brule trigger off life, Cracker trigger off life, which really just meant that I just fell behind in the match, which is kind of tragic. But sometimes triggers happen and there's really nothing you can do about it. You have to try to play through them because especially with Kuro, it's an aggressive early game deck. You have to try to get in and push for that life. So if the trigger happens, it happens, and you're going to have a bad time. Next up, Doflamingo win. This one was great. As we did with the other Doflamingo, we just killed all of the 4 drops that he played with his leader effect with Don Krieg. And then actually that was it. So those were the 10 games. I went 8-2. It was a pretty good record. Let's go ahead and do a duel so we can see some gameplay. I am trying to get these videos to be shorter for you guys. Let me know if you prefer it this way or not. Do we want to keep this? We do have Sham, which is pretty solid against Zoro, but we don't have the Butchie. But I think it's pretty worth it because this is also pretty good. It's a bit greedy. I'm going to keep it, though. I'm going to keep it. I believe in the Sham here. I can maybe even draw into the Butchie, which would be insane. Here's the only really big issue here is this is unable to be killed by Kuro. However, I think Gordon's the better target anyways. Wow, yeah, Gordon's the way better target. So yeah, this is fine. We deploy this. We do that. I wish we had something else to play, but we don't. But we can get rid of the Gordon, so now he doesn't get to kill something for free with who knows what. Jet Pistol, Nico Robin, could have been anything. So even though you don't get the Butchie, Sham is still kind of useful. And now we can use Geen on the next turn and try to kill his stuff. Unfortunately, we can't kill the Buggy, though. I think I get rid of the Pearl here. Although I could try to be greedy and take a hit. I'll take probably the other hit. I'll block this one. Okay, I wasn't expecting the Zoro. That's interesting. I think I take the Zoro hit here. I was planning on taking one more hit anyways. So yeah, I think what we want to do here is maybe try to do a Sham Punk Gibson. That's pretty solid. Problem is we're not going to be able to kill the Zoro, which I'm not looking forward to. However, maybe I can really bluff it out here. I mean, I could maybe buff the Sham up. I think it's worth it to do the 5k on the Zoro. I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to counter out of it. If I get rid of a 2k, that would be great. That's pretty phenomenal. So now I have a couple of options. I can buff up Sham, do a 5k swing. Then I have 4 Dawn left. The 4 Dawn is a bit tricky because then what do? I play Sham and rest a 1-drop. Doesn't really do anything. I play Geen and rest those 2. Doesn't really do anything. I could try to save for 2 Punk Gibsons. I mean, that's kind of greedy. I think the best thing to do is to probably do Sham, kill the Izo with that before it gets out of hand. And then I have another 4k to maybe kill something on board. That's what I'm thinking. So we're going to go for the Izo. I wish I had the Butchie. If I had the Butchie, that would be insane. So then we can do that, and then we can use the Punk Gibson. I think that's probably the best. Because you never know. He probably has more counters to save the Zoro. I might as well take the guaranteed route. Plus, I have 2 Punk Gibsons. I might as well use one of them. The only issue here is I can't really kill the Buggies. I need to draw Butchie. This is great if he attacks a Zoro first, the leader. Then I can arrest it. That would be a big misplay by him. But either way, I want to rest this Buggy at the very worst, so he won't get that free 5k swing off. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, this is fantastic. This is best case scenario. I can just use Punk Gibson on that. That's fine. The 5k swing, do I get rid of a Karubi? I mean, Karubi doesn't really have much value here. Ooh, Django. I do like the Django. So I can do 2 5k swings. The problem is it's a slash type. But either way, I probably just want to kill the Zoro more than anything. And I have 2 Dawn, so I have Django for 5, and then 2 left over for a Punk Gibson, I suppose. He has 1 Dawn open. I think it's best to try to do the 5k swings here on the Zoro. 3 5k swings, because he's probably going to have counters. I can get the cards out of his hand. Yeah, that's great. Can get some cards out of his hand. Let's kill this Zoro or get 3 cards out. And then there's that. Perfect. So here's where I could play the Django or not, depending on what these cards are. Okay, so now I think I have to do the Django. I was going to consider a different play with Punk Gibson, but now I just do Django. Now we can get rid of the last card in his hand. Okay. All right, this is the stabilizing point. This is where I survive this turn. I think we win, as long as he doesn't get a fucking 9-cost Whitebeard, because that would be the worst case scenario. But I am probably going to take some damage here, which is a little brutal. And I need to use Django in order to kill these buggies, which is kind of funny. He's the only thing that isn't slash type. Unless I could draw Butchie. Butchie would be great. Or Chu. Chu would be great. Or Don Krieg. Don Krieg would be great. I'm probably going to get one of those cards, considering I'm going to take life damage here. I'm not going to hold on to these 2. I'm just going to use those 2 as counters, probably. Hopefully I only take like 2 life here. But we're going to see, right? You never know what's in his hand. He might have like another Zoro. I don't know. He is thinking a lot. Someone with 1 card in his hand. Yeah, here comes the 2 buggy swings. I'm hoping I can counter out of the 2 buggy swings. Oh, he's going to go for Sham. Nothing I can do about that. This is where I kind of wish I had my own buggy too, by the way. Because buggy's pretty good against all these slash types. My 5-cost buggy would have put in work. Maybe I should have mulliganed, now that I think about it. Maybe I got a little greedy with the Sham. Okay, here we go. I have to take that. Ooh. KO. What? Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Goodbye, Zoro. That's so good, actually. I'm probably going to take this hit. So we took 2 hits. It's about as what we expected. Nice. I like the Butchie here. So we're going to play Butchie for 4, and that gives us 5 Dawn left over. So I think we want to do probably Punk Gibson for 2. That gives me 3. So I'll probably use Momo, which gives me 1 Dawn to play around with. I'm going to guess that I'll probably do a 6k swing into this, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then we'll do a 6k into his lead, and maybe he has a 2k counter here. No, he'll take that. So yeah, that's fine. So then we do that, we kill that, and then we keep the Punk Gibson, and then we use the cow. Nice thing about the cow is he is a strike type. Unfortunately, Butchie is a slash type. But those buggies are out of the way. So as long as we can dodge a 9-cost Whitebeard, I think we'll be okay, and we can push for game. But if he does have the Whitebeard, I guess I Punk Gibson the 7k swing. Or 8k, because he would buff it up. Oh god, he has Fire Fist. Yeah. Damn, that sucks. Ooh. I think I have to take that. Oh, this is great. I got Django. So this is where I want to push for game. So I want to play probably Punk Gibson Django, right? 5, 6, 7. That gives me 3 left for the buggy. So we'll do a 5k swing. And then we want to do just a Django attack here. Great. Then we want to deploy Django, do another Django attack. Great. to the buggy, and then we have a Punk Gibson, which hopefully will save us if he has another rush card. Hopefully this is going to save us out of the attack. We have 9, 10, 11k counters. That's pretty good. We should be able to get the game. I wonder if he runs Chopper. Otama. If he runs like Chopper, maybe it's worth keeping one of my rest targets. I think I counter out of this, so we do the... I guess we'll get rid of Geen. And that should save us, because even if he attacks with a rush card, can't kill me now. I should be able to win. Okay, there's the other rush card. I'll take this life, that's fine. Ah, okay, he's gonna kill that. That's fair. Little did you know, however, that I can just do a really big... I think we just go for 2 12Ks. I think that's better. I was a little worried about the triggers, but the likelihood of that happening, pretty low. All right, well, that was it. It was a pretty crazy game. It would have went a lot better for me if I had Buggy or something else that wasn't slash type would have been good. Or if I just had more Butchies, that would have been good. That is it for the video. Hopefully you guys liked it. I will see you all next time, and I will try to get out a new Yamato video for you guys next, and then we can move on to OP04 content after that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.